Hello everybody, I am starting this video and I'm very out of breath. We got a lot to talk about in this video specifically. It has been a day, to say the least. I got here early and we'll do like a full recap of everything. It's just been a clusterfuck, a true mess. I am trying to set myself up now. I have to do the stickers in a moment, but I wanted to get most of the big stuff up, and I'll sit down and I'll do a little talk over in a second about everything that just kind of happened, but it's just a lot right now. It feels nice out today. It's hot. I don't even know what time it is. Couldn't tell you, haven't checked at all. Stickers out, because they're going to take the longest to do, so let me at least get the rest of the table set up first. That is generally my strategy, so that I can make sure everything else is set, so that even if stickers do take a little longer, it's okay, because the rest is at least up and good to go. As I said, I'm tired. I am drained. Drained. Okay. Again, I'm sorry guys, I'm so quiet. Just like out of breath and tired. Very out of breath, very tired. Did not expect myself to be this out of breath or tired. We can officially move on to stickers, so let's get started. This is my favorite and least favorite thing to do at the same time, so I'm gonna sit you up here and hope you don't spin too much on me. It's not too windy yet, but I'm still gonna put all my little peg things on as I finish rows, because I know what's gonna happen. The minute I don't, we're gonna just get like a surge of wind. I find this the easiest way to do it. Like I said, I would love to, if I had like the van or something laid down, where I would put all of the stickers up different point. I also think I might not use this pegboard for stickers as much moving forward. I did see another way to hang them, and I kind of want to test it out for like markets next year, where I can kind of keep them in their little, I can place them the night before and just fold it out and try it, like hang it. So we'll see what I do. I have a lot of stuff to test out. since I will most likely not be doing any markets until closer to, I want to say, gosh, I'm trying to think, February. So yeah, I'm probably not going to do any other markets until like the fall, because it's going to be too hot in the summer and I do not want to. If I do decide to do anything in the summer, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be fully inside. That is my new rule for next year, is I will not be doing outdoor summer markets. Florida is just too hot. Global warming is a thing. It's getting hotter. I don't want to deal with it. So I will remove myself from the situation, and I won't. Alright guys, I'm almost done with these stickers. Don't start flying, don't start flying, don't start flying. I have to pause, I have to pause. The worst. Alright, this has been recording for 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop so this can charge, and I will check in with you guys once we're all finished. Hey everyone, I am checking back in now. I just took a little video of around the front of the table, and I'll do like a tour probably towards the end where I'll talk a little bit more about what I ended up doing. But I decided to talk now while there's just instrumental going on and there's not any singing, because they keep singing, so I can kind of lower this down as much as I can. There's not been a break since it started. It is now currently 11:45. I finished putting my price signs and everything else up probably around 11:20. The market started at 11. There were some people that were still showing up at like 11 o'clock, just confused as to what was happening. Like I said, it was just kind of a cluster this morning, so we're pretty much all in this center area now. There's a few people out on the street, but not a lot, just because of the cars and the movement and everything else that was going to be happening. I brought a crochet project today, which I am going to do. I've just been sitting here for a second. I needed a breather. I have on like a belly band today to kind of help mitigate because I was starting to feel a little bit of back pain and just some definitely round ligament pain going on, and I know it was heightened by having to unload my cart like twice as opposed to the singular term, and walk back and forth extra spaces that I didn't think I was going to have to, but that's okay. I've got my big water here. I'm gonna sit here and drink, and I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. Hello, how you doing today? All right, everyone. Decided to do a little bit of a check-in. It is 1 o'clock now. There has been very little foot traffic. I see like people kind of making their way around the edges of the market, but not necessarily too many coming past on the inside here. I have made 3 transactions so far. They all just kind of happened back to back, so that's good. We've now made the booth fee back, which if you didn't know already, the booth fee is $50, so that is all. I really wanted to make sure was that we made back what the booth fee was, but yeah, I'm just hoping to get a few more in before the end of the day, and it's just been a little a little slow. I did just meet someone who is super nice. She's actually a part of Brenna's membership program, and she watches on YouTube as well. Her name is Lety. So thank you for coming over and saying hi, Lety. I'm going to link her shop and everything down below. And hopefully if I get a chance, I'll kind of move around a little bit and go and see a little bit of her booth and just kind of see a little bit more of the outskirts. Now that's really settled and everybody is, you know, fully set up, of course, but I feel like most of the people got set up closer to like noon. The majority of people were set up by about 11:30. That tend to be when people were, but the last kind of trickling in of people finished at about noon. So yeah, we're just hanging out, sitting here. I've been crocheting. That is my current of choice that I wanted to do. But I wanted to show you guys too. So yesterday I printed off a bunch of things. I printed off a few different signs for myself, and I will show you guys the signs probably when I'm setting up or when I'm taking this down. I'll show you some of the other signs, but one of the signs that I made for myself is my pricing and cheat sheet bundle. I like to keep one right here for me because I am forgetful, and sometimes I forget what it is that I said I wanted to charge for something or how much it costs and everything else like that. And then I also made thank you cards. Hello, how are you all doing today?
How are you?
Good, good, good. Let me know if you guys have any questions, okay? Hello. I love your earrings. Those are so cute. Back to what I was saying, I made myself some business cards and I made myself thank you cards. Biggest mistake that I made with the business cards first is that I forgot to look up the thickness of the photo paper that I got. So the ones that I got as like they just kind of came with my printer are from Canon, and they are very thick, so they almost felt cardstocky, and that's why I really liked them, but I don't want to pay how much they are for them. So I have another one in my cart on Amazon from Koala, because you guys know I love Koala products, and they have a thick one too, so I want to try that one. But I just bought these are pen and gear from Walmart because I was out last night, and they are pretty decent, a little thin, but not too terrible. Hello ladies, how you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. I was gonna say all the stickers have a bit of a mental health theme.
Oh my God, yes.
They were all in my postpartum phase, so I was like, this is everything. Everything. Huh? No, I went on and I found different artists that I like, and I was like, I need to find ones that match what my mood is right now. I am crafty, but I am not artistic, so that's the difference.
Crochet or something?
They're punch needle. Yeah.
That keeps you sane, right?
Yes, that was my first
really,
craft.
Yeah, I'm reading her little story. So yes, whatever keeps her sane.
Yes, as soon as my son was born, I had very intense postpartum.
But I have post something.
And my husband always jokes that he's like, I think you like the punch needle one because it's literally stabbing something. And I was like, you know what? It works, and it's what helps me. And I was like, and I'm nice to you, so it's okay, and it works.
At the end of the day.
Right?
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. I will say that any interaction I've had today has been wonderful. I've had such nice people come up and just talk and chat and, you know, look at products and things like that. A lot of people are just kind of window shopping, which makes total sense. Like I said, it's a craft market, but I understand right now times are very hard for people. Things are tough. Getting anything additional and extra is just a little hard right now. So if they're coming out to treat themselves, they're on a budget, they're picking a few things, they're walking around, they're coming back. So yeah, hopefully we get some more. But back to what I was talking about with the thank you cards. They turned out really well. I enjoyed the way that they printed off, but they're just way too thin. Like you can see they're photo paper, so it's the thinnest photo paper in the world. But I will use these until they're out, of course, and then I need to find thicker photo paper because I was fine printing these. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was, but yeah, everything came out exactly as I wanted it to. The colors look good. It took me a while with my printer settings. I wasted one page of, I think two of these cards, and then, which was a 50 pack. And then I wasted one page of these, so I have 90 instead of 100 for the business cards, but that's totally okay. Oh, hi. Look at you with your camera. Camera inception. Let's see. Woo! Look at that. How you doing? I keep trying to talk, but then the saxophone player came back out. But for the business cards, I made myself some little business cards. I'm very happy with them. I've never used this paper. They're a little thin, but that's okay again too. I don't know if they make like the printable ones in a thicker paper, but I enjoy it. So I got 90 business cards for $7, I think, and then I got 48 of the thank you cards for $4 because that's just photo paper. So if you're trying to do anything on a budget, please go into like a Walmart or any local store that you have. Go into just their back section where you are ordering things, printing things, and you will definitely find something for you. So I'm just gonna sit here and do maybe a little time lapse facing forward. I haven't done one of those yet this market, just to kind of let you know how it's been going. And yeah, I will check in with you guys a little bit later. It is 1:32 now, so Precious got here. You guys just saw that. She just went back to talk to Lety at her booth. And so yeah, I'm just gonna chill out, probably finish crocheting a few more things too, and then just hang out. I've almost finished my water, which is lovely, so that's good. I try to drink 2 of those a day, and so I need to finish my first so that I can drink the second half when I get home. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, I'm going to try to talk a little bit. The saxophonist is playing, and it's beautiful. That is the highlight of the day. He has just had the most gorgeous music all day, and the singer has been wonderful, so that's been great. I've been jamming out over here. But it's 2:46. Market ends at 3. There's like 3 or 4 people that have already packed up. I keep seeing people pack up on their own, and they're just starting to leave. I am not an early pack up because there's actually people walking now. I said I think this market should have went until like 5 because it's cooling down, and now people want to be out. Up until 3, it's been really hot, and now that it's starting to cool down and it's starting to get darker, it's just been changing around in here, so we'll see what happens. Hello, how are you all doing? Good. I just saw another 2 booths that are starting to pack up now, so yeah, we'll see. I'll go over everything in the car probably because I kind of want to talk about this one while it's fresh on my mind, or I will talk a little bit more about it as I am packing up and then sit down and have a nice chat with you all, probably before I get home or as soon as I get home, because it is it's a doozy. We're going to definitely have a car chat about this one. it's just been very slow all day. This is definitely another one of the worst markets that I've done to add to my list. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna sit here until it hits about 3 o'clock, and then I'll start packing up as soon as I see people really start moving. But everybody's been doing it kind of early. Yeah, I'm just not an early packer. I don't think it's a good look, regardless of how bad a market is going or what's going on. Like, you already paid to be here, so you might as well just sit and be here through the entire time. But yeah, a little discouraging that this is like my last market of the year, but we'll see. All right, we'll go over everything a little bit later. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hello, everyone. So I did not film myself packing up because it was just, again, another mess. And so I could not set my camera up. I was just kind of getting my stuff going, and I ended up getting one more sale because I was just kind of taking my time and lazing around. And I stopped and went to the bathroom and then everything else. But yeah, I wanted to do a recap in the car because I want to talk about this market while everything is fresh, and then I can go home and edit this video so you guys can see this fairly soon. But this market, like I said before, was at Avalon Park. I've done a few markets at Avalon Park before, and you'll see those if you go down. I need to make like a market playlist, but if you go through my market videos, you'll see I had 2 or 3 at Avalon Park, and I've liked doing it. It was the one that I did it before was at like a little town square area, but right around the corner from that is a big grassy area with like an amphitheater, and so that's where this was held at. And this is an annual event that they do. It is their fall craft market. I never heard of it until this year when I was searching around on like Facebook and on Eventy and different places for markets outside of just Instagram. I was trying to find and branch out and see other things. It was okay. We'll go through and I will explain to you how it actually happened, because I know I talked about it little bits in the video, but getting there was kind of a hot mess. So we got an email last week that said, here's everything for the next weekend. Here's everything you need to know. Seemed very organized. When you bought your spot to register, after you got accepted, then they told you, okay, you're good to go. Now go on and select your booth space. So I was enjoying that I got to select my booth space because I wanted to be out on the street side. I could see exactly which vendors were next to me and around me, so I was strategically placing myself around people that I knew would gain similar crowds or had the same aesthetic. They weren't necessarily selling products like me, but they were selling things that I knew their demographic would match what my demographic is normally shopping. So I was super excited about that. And I was also really excited about the fact that I have everything in the car today, as you can see, and in the trunk, instead of the van. And so I wanted to be able to pull the car up because they said you could totally pull up on the streets, unload, and then move your car as soon as you're done. So I was really excited. It started at 8:30 for setup, and they said you could not be there any earlier than 8:30. That was when they were going to start setup. I got to the location at 8:40, and there were already so many cars, and there was about 20 tents up already. So I was like, okay, so I guess they've already started. And in like 10 minutes, if that was the case, everybody popped up a tent really quick. But I had people that were around me that were like, I got here at 8:20 and there were already this many cars here and there were already people set up like fully. So I guess for some people, they let them set up early, for others not. I don't know if it was just like the people that are really local to this area because it's 5 minutes away just drove and they just said, hey, go ahead, or whatever it was. But yeah, there were just so many people. The streets that we were supposed to be on were blocked off. They were supposed to have sold 2 streets fully and the park in the middle, like the whole grassy area in the center. One whole street only had like 2 vendors on the side because they did not sell out that street at all. But the other side of the street where I was supposed to be at had quite a few people. But I noticed when I went and parked, I just found a spot that was like a half a block away because there was nothing right in the immediate area and you could not get down the streets properly to like unload at all. So I was like, let me just get down, take out my main stuff, like my tent, because I can take all of that in one go. I only needed 2 trips, which was really nice because I condensed down what I brought. So I brought all of my big stuff, the displays, the tent, the my chair, like all of that, tent weights, in the first trip. And I pushed it in my little wagon around the corner up to the street where I was supposed to be at. They had taped off where the spots were at. I was like, perfect. But I noticed there were cars parked there. And so at first I thought, maybe this is vendors and the vendors need to leave, and they parked instead and they weren't supposed to. But turns out we were right in front of an apartment complex. Apparently they had all received notice and they know that this happens every year, so they're not supposed to park on the street. But they all were parked on the street. And so we all sat there for a while just waiting, because I had no clue where the organizers were at. The person that was next to me was asking if it was my first time because it was her first time. And she's like, I have no clue what's happening. And so it was just really frazzled. Like, everybody was stressed because at this point we're standing on the side, we're looking for organizers, we're trying to figure out what's going on, where we're going to be at, and how everything is going to happen. And it is already getting close to like 9:30 at this point. And they wanted everybody set up by 10:45. So, had come with ample time to set up, and I still had, enough time. I knew I was going to run a little bit over just because I had to set up my stickers, and it was chaos in the beginning. So after about 20-ish minutes of sitting there and waiting and trying to find people, we finally saw an organizer walking around on the street. She looked super stressed, of course, because nobody had moved their cars. And so she gave us the option to either park in front of, or like set up in front of the cars. She was like, if there's an open space, you can take that space. If there's not an open space, which there was like 2 open spaces, everything else was not. She was like, if there's not an open space, you can just set up right in front of these cars and they'll just have to deal with it. If they have to go somewhere, sorry, their car's just in, because they all knew this was happening and the street is closed during the event. And me and the woman that was next to me, we just kind of both looked at each other and we're like, no. It's 2025. People are very emotional. There's a lot of rage in the world. The last thing I need is for somebody to try to like run my tent over on my products because they have to get out or they want to move their car and whatever else it is. So I was like, what is the other option? And she was like, other option, we'll find you a spot inside of the park. And so I said, okay, go ahead, find me a spot. I was a little frustrated because I had just unloaded the wagon and I was going to run back and get the remainder of my stuff while I was waiting for them to move the cars, because I assumed they were vendor vehicles, not the apartment complex vehicles that were sitting there. So it was a little frustrating, like more than a little frustrating. So I loaded back up my cart for a second time and moved it up the hill into the park. And that was one of the main reasons why I had picked a side street, was so that it was just easier for me to like pull out my, area and then go. And that was just it. But they didn't really have a problem moving people inside where they needed to go, because they did not sell out this market at all. They had it marketed as like over 200 vendors. There's so many people. Like, this is what happens every year. And I looked up some previous videos and I know the years are different. So I never compare a previous year to what it is then, unless it's like something that has a track record for continuing to be really busy. And last year it looked decent. It didn't look crazy busy, but it didn't look slow. It looked like there was a good flow of people in when I saw a few little things online and some pictures, but pictures can be deceiving. I've been to enough markets and I see the way that market organizers like to take pictures as soon as one booth has, 4 or 5 people in it to make it look like there's 30 people walking past them at one time. But it was just like, okay, let's go ahead and give this a try. So I moved my stuff up into the grass and then waited for them to tell me where I was supposed to go. And that took another like 20 minutes for them to figure out where I needed to go. Now, they had volunteers at this event, which were wonderful. The volunteers were so kind and so nice, but I felt so bad for them because you could tell how stressed out they were. They were truly, truly the most stressed out ever. And They are attempting to figure out where it's at. And I don't think they had like a real meeting with the volunteers beforehand. It was just like, hang out, we'll tell you what to do and how to help. And so they were having to look at the same map that I looked at to figure out like where the spots are at and where they're supposed to be at. Their markings were not the clearest. They had like little flags in the ground that had like a number on it, but you couldn't really tell like which space was your space. It was confusing. So they told me I was space 108. I went through, I sat there for a second because I noticed everyone was out of sync in terms of like the lineup. And in the video, you might be able to see it a little bit. Some people were up really far, some people were back really far, and everyone was facing a weird direction. So I was like, which way is the aisle, or which way is like the market space where people are going to be walking through or not walking through? And they were like, yeah, you'll be over here close to the stage-ish and in this middle spot here. And originally I started setting up my tent and they were like, you're going to face one direction. And then I noticed that there were backs of other tents. So I said, I don't think I face that way because you said this isn't an aisle, and I would be facing the back of somebody else's tent. Like, I wouldn't be facing the front. Wouldn't you do like back to backs? And then they were like, oh, yeah, back to back. So you face the other way. And I was like, okay. It was just the volunteers who, like I said, nothing against them because they didn't really have a clue what was going on, because the organizers that are actually there, I only saw one that was like the actual organizer, like that worked for the association. And she was running around just trying to get everybody situated and also trying to put out little fires. And so, I want to add that in here. I know that if you go to a market and things like this happen, it can be super frustrating, and I completely understand. But remember that kindness goes a long way. Like, I hate seeing people so frazzled and so upset and so just like out of it. And she was not being rude to anybody. The volunteers were not being rude. They were being really kind. But there were a lot of people that I overheard who were, of course, very angry at the, unorganizedness of it all. And so they were just rude. And I'm like, it's not going to help you get anywhere right now. Like, the rudeness is not going to help. Let's get in, set up, just, thank you. It's frustrating. We'll talk about it later. Like, send an email afterwards, have a call, something. But like, in this moment is probably not the best time for you to air out all of your feelings while they're trying to situate like a line of people behind you to get things done. So that was just kind of how that ended up. I ended up setting up my spot just fine. And then there was absolutely nobody around me. So I had a huge open space on one side, a huge open space on the other side. There was nobody behind me. The gaps were huge between. So people were confused as to what it was. Like, I was in such a weird spot that I would have people cross behind my booth and in front of my booth. But like, it wasn't consistent. And there also wasn't a lot of people. It was very slow. Very, very, very slow. Precious came and visited, as you guys will see in the video, and I met a wonderful, wonderful person who she actually watches the channel. Her name is Lety, and she owns RV. Let me put her thing on here. My brain is going insane, guys. I just stopped at McDonald's to get a Diet Coke and something. Lety, it's RV Lovely. I'm going to put her little card up here. She's so sweet, and I'm going to put her little QR code back here too, so if you pause, you can scan it. But I will also link her in the description bar below. She's so sweet. Makes beautiful hand-sewn items. Had such a unique tent, and you'll see her, or you have seen her in the video as well. However, this is edited. Kind of a mess. But yeah, it was an extremely slow day. I made right over the booth fee. Booth fee was $50. In total, I left with $68. So, will I be doing this market again? No, I will not. I heard so many mixed things from different people. People who were local or have done this before were like, oh, it's never this unorganized. But they seemed to come in and kind of know where they were. And I was like, maybe they get the same spot every year and they know exactly where they're supposed to go. So it's not unorganized to them because they're used to it. But then there were a few other people that were like, I still do this every year because I try to see what I can get, but it's it's always unorganized like this, or it's always this way. And I just was like, okay, I don't know. So maybe next year I will visit and take like a break and will not do this market again. I'll just visit it and see how I feel about it, see if it's any better, see if it's lined up. But it was just kind of a hot mess looking and everything else. There was no flow to the way anybody was lined up on the grass. So you weren't really walking in rows. People were walking like between tents and on the side of them. It was just, it was a lot. But everybody that I spoke to today was wonderful. I gave out a lot of my business cards, and that makes me really happy. I could tell because as I was sitting at the market, I was getting favorites on different items and following of my shop of people that I had spoken to. So my QR codes work. Everybody was scanning them, and I really loved that. And so it was a great day to be out, and it was a great day to talk to different people, but it just was not a good market. And this is my, I think, second worst market. I don't know if when I did the Canon coffee one, if I made right over, I think I ended up leaving with about the same, like 60 something dollars, but that booth fee was only 25. So like vendor fee was 25. So it's a little different, but yeah, that's it, guys. I am going to sit here before my drive home because it is peak traffic time, and it is going to take me, let's see what it says on my GPS, like an hour and an hour and 45 minutes maybe. Yeah, that's so fun. It's gonna take me an hour and 15 if I take the tolls. So I'm gonna take the tolls so it can be an hour and 15 minutes, but I'm gonna eat my McDonald's that I just picked up and then head on home. But thank you guys so much. Like I said, this may be my last market for the year. I may decide to pop up with something else. I don't know. I feel like I need to redeem myself before I'm done with markets for a while. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. But in the next vlog, I'm really excited. Tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow is my day, and I will be sewing a bunch. And I cannot wait to show you all the things that I'm going to be sewing, because I am actually going to do a drop of new products for you guys. And I'm so excited. Like really excited, and just kind of to really put a focus on my online. I took, little steps off here and there. I kind of get thrown off course here and there, but I love this business so much. And the last week has revitalized me again to get back into my office. It is very easy for me to get in my head and get knocked out of it. And is this worth it? And everything else. And this is just, I'm so ready to get back in and start really, making things for you all again, and really experimenting and just seeing what sticks. So I will see you all in my next video. I appreciate every single one of you. And also, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much to everybody who has shared my GoFundMe for my cat. I'm up to $315 for her now, which is lovely because I can at least get her in to an appointment right now to see. We're still working towards getting, the MRI and everything else done. And hopefully I will be able to do that soon with a combination of, all of my little side hustles plus my actual, main job of this small business plus my YouTube channel, and then everything else I can kind of get up there a little bit more. But I appreciate you guys so much. So many people have shared, and so many people have messaged me and let me know that they've shared, and you guys are just like the best people in the world, so I truly appreciate it. But I will see you guys in the next video. I love you all, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.